Investing for a mere mortal, how to be safe too. As we start investing and someone else notices that we have money to invest, it's possible they may try to get to our money or simply take our money away. Today we will be covering another 4 topics, what to be cautious about. And it will be telephone, applications and two-factor authentication. Human is usually the weakest link in the chain. Signing off from web applications. And finally, setting strong security password inside our phones. Telephone, application and two-factor authentication. In case we enable this feature, in case of older applications, this two-factor authentication was done through SMS message. In such case, it's always smart to double check our phone and our applications and check what of these applications are able to access our SMS messages. Because if our phone is infected by malware, this malware can be resending the two-factor authentication SMS messages to someone else. So it's always good to review all your applications and what is their access level. Uninstall the ones that we don't use, and ideally, if possible, to rather use application itself for doing two-factor authentication, like for example Google Authenticator or anything else. Human is usually the weakest link in the defense chain. For attacker, if he wants to get into our data or steal our money, it's usually quite difficult to break through our passwords. Of course, in case we did not set them to be very easy, like our name or birth date, so be cautious about it. On the other hand, if the password is set strong, the much easier way how to do it is to use social engineering, which means then the attacker would try to send us some email with compromised link, or he would just call us and try to persuade us to provide him access that he needs. So as we say always, it's smart to trust people, but it's always good to be cautious and double check if there is any concern raised. Signing off from web applications. In case we sign in into web application, even including two-factor authentication, it works in a way that after we are signed in, the web server would generate for us authentication token, and then we use as client this token to prove this is us. In case we are comfortable and we simply forgot to sign up from application, this can be then used by attacker to send us infected link, and this infected link will steal our signing token, and then he can use it to impersonate us. Which means then he can get into our application. Obviously, he won't know any passwords, but he can still act inside this application as it would be us. So be really cautious about it, and always ideally sign off from applications when you don't use them. Setting strong security password inside our phones. You may know the situation, even though we think we are super protected when we use biometric authentication and authorization. It's important to realize that in case we will set weak security password, usually the minimum is 4 digits, so if we use just these 4 digits, then the attacker may use this security password to bypass our biometric authentication and authorization. You can imagine situation that you, for example, register your payment card with Google Wallet, and then you have to unlock your phone. But to unlock your phone, even just the security password can be used. And because we use usually biometric authentication and authorization, why not to protect ourselves and set the security password, for example, 8 digits long.